Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing another video for astrology things for celebrities. So this celebrity I am going to be doing today, as you can tell by the title, is Jojo Siwa. So she is wild, crazy, cool, amazing, awesome, all these things. I don't really know much about her personally, but I really wanted to do her astrology for some reason. I know she just turned, I think she just turned 17, I want to say. So I do have her chart up here, so I'm going to pull it up. But anywho, if you guys are new here, I totally forgot to say, welcome to my channel. I do astrology videos, I do other videos, I do random things. I don't really know. I also have TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all of those things. So check out on my I guess the description of the video. I don't know what I'm saying. But anywho, so in my videos, I tend to do astrological analyses. I have a whole playlist for all of the astrological analyses that I do for different celebrities. So go ahead and check that out as well. I'll link that in the description. But other than that, let's get started analyzing this crazy girl, Miss Jojo Siwa. So, she is actually born, let's see, I have her birth information here. So, she was born Monday, May 19th of 2003. So yes, she did just turn 17 a couple days ago. I don't know when I'm going to post this video, but a couple days ago she turned 17. So it's pretty dope. And we actually do not have a birth time for her. So for those of you that don't know about that, if you don't have a birth time, it makes it a little bit difficult to read, but you definitely are able to still do it. The birth time definitely adds like a 3D layer to it, so it makes it a lot easier to read the chart. So if you don't have your own birth time, it's not terrible. You can still get your chart read by an astrologer, but it is a little bit more difficult to kind of really dig in and really see a lot more depth within your chart. So I'm going to do as much as I can. This is the second astrological analysis I've done that has not had a birth time, which is crazy, and I get it, but like it's just kind of strange to me. But anywho, so I have her stuff up here. So she was born in Omaha, Nebraska, and she has a beautiful Taurus sun. So I actually have her chart pulled up here. I'm going to put it on the screen as well for you right now. So I just like to do that. I just like to snap and make effects and stuff. But anywho, so let's just kind of talk about her chart for a little bit. So okay, that's super interesting already. Cool, awesome. So she has a Taurus sun. Let's just go through her planets just so you guys know what they are. So we have a Taurus sun, we have a Capricorn moon, we have a Taurus Mercury, a Taurus Venus, and an Aquarius Mars. So those are all the personal planets. Then we have the more the bigger planets that still have an impact on you. So she has her Jupiter in Leo, her Saturn on the cusp. I don't like saying cusp, but at the end of Gemini, at 28 degrees. Then she has her Uranus in Pisces, and then her Neptune in Aquarius, and then finally her Pluto is in Sagittarius. So with all of that, she has quite an interesting chart. So the first thing that immediately popped in my mind before I even explained all of those planetary influences, or placements rather, is she has Sun conjunct North Node. So she is yet another one that I have done that has Sun conjunct North Node. I'm going to be doing another video for two more people that have the Sun conjunct node, and I have seen it quite a lot. One of my friends has it, so it's a very beneficial placement. So what that means with the Sun in the North Node is that there is a very strong disposition to fame, because the North Node makes things kind of more so what they already are, and having the Sun there, it just over accentuates that sort of solar energy, that sort of expression. So that alone is probably why she's extremely like energetic and a lot and super crazy and all this high energy. You know, and having it, you know, conjunct in Taurus alone is a very strong placement, and it makes sense as to why she is so financially well off because of what she's done. You know, and Taurus, she has a lot of Taurus energy in her chart, which is a lot to do with like savings and self-worth and self-value and really establishing that. So with her having her Sun, North Node, Mercury, and Venus all in Taurus, there's a really large need for her to have a very strong sense of self-esteem, and just work on her, you know, her morals. And she probably has very strong morals and very strong just financial understanding. Maybe she didn't get it from her parents all the time, but I think she has a very strong, a very good business mindset, just having all that Taurus energy. And then of course we have the Capricorn moon, which Capricorn moon, it makes me sad. It makes me kind of a little bit sad for her, just because Capricorn moons in general, I personally love them. I love talking to them. I love interacting with them, because they have a very much of a shell of an emotional personality in a sense. So what I mean by that is it kind of layers and layers and layers, and they slowly kind of let things out. And Capricorn, anything in Capricorn or aspected to Saturn, takes time to grow and takes time to develop. So with this, having the moon in Capricorn is a little bit different and a little bit difficult. So as she grows older and as she matures as a person, especially when she goes through her Saturn return, it'll be a lot more apparent. She'll definitely grow as a person. Capricorn placements get a lot of slack. A lot of, people don't like Capricorn placements, but I personally love them, and I think as time goes on, they just mature and they just become amazing people, and those placements really grow into very strong placements that can really do a lot of things. And having your moon, which is the most personal planet that we have in our charts, in Capricorn, shows that her emotional maturity level is very high, and then eventually, as she gets more comfortable, older and older she gets, she will be able to express herself more emotionally openly. And I do think that she's kind of wanting to do that now, because we do have, like right now, we have a lot of planetary energies in Capricorn at the end of Capricorn, as well as like moving into Aquarius. So there's a lot of a need for that energy to kind of be incorporated for her to really dig the depths and really understand herself, and emotionally express herself more openly, because as things kind of move out of Capricorn, she's definitely going to have a very good chance to move to the next step, move to the next level. I mean, she has her Mars and Neptune conjunct in Aquarius, which is very interesting because she's very intuitive, and having Neptune, whenever Neptune aspects something very strongly, it causes kind of like an otherworldly appearance, and with that being her Neptune, let me just look at the aspects really quick. So her Neptune definitely aspects, I mean, it conjuncts her Mars in Aquarius, and then it squares her Mercury and opposes her Jupiter. I don't know why it says squares her, what is it? Okay, that's very strange. Hold on. Oh, it's just Mercury. Okay, got it. I had to read the chart for a second. Sorry. This is, like I said, this is the first time I've ever seen this chart, so this is just super fun. I love doing these. They're great. But anywho, so her Mars and Neptune, whenever Neptune is aspecting anything, it causes an otherworldly appearance, sometimes a disassociation, sometimes a disconnect from the body. But Neptune can also make you very intuitive and very strong in a artistic sense. Having Mars conjunct Neptune in Aquarius shows kind of like a need to really be artistic and be creative and express themselves in a very colorful way, because Mars in Aquarius already is a very imaginative, a very expressive Mars sign, and it makes the person very likable, because Mars, although she probably gets a little bit of slack on the internet because of Mars being in Aquarius, because Mars kind of aggravates those Aquarius-like things in her life. It is ultimately where a lot of her success came from, and a lot of her support came from the internet and that sort of social media and things like that. And she definitely is a person that people idolize. Whenever you have Neptune as well, another thing is that it tends to make people idolize you and see a part of you and kind of distort that sort of energy, and they kind of place whatever label they can on that Neptune placement or Neptune aspect, if that makes sense. So with having it be Mars and Neptune, the way that she acts and the things that she does and her motives and things are kind of skewed by the internet and by social media and things like that. But I think she really has a higher calling and a higher sort of energy about her, and very creative, very business savvy, as I said. And then actually opposite her Mars and Neptune, we have this Jupiter that is pretty heavily aspecting a lot of things in her chart. It's in Leo, so it's opposing It's opposing to Mars and Neptune, which just kind of more so aggravates that, makes that thing a lot bigger. You know, Jupiter and Leo really wants the individual to really explore creativity, and then, you know, Neptune and Mars opposite that in Aquarius wants them to kind of use that as a tool to enlighten and inspire others and be a light for people. And then we have Jupiter's also trining Pluto, which is a very supportive aspect. Whenever larger planets trine each other, it's a very good energy to have. It's a very good supportive sort of aspect. So that's really good. Jupiter and Pluto together show that the deeper she digs into her own psychology and her own psyche, the more she'll be able to create in a much more authentic, real, raw way. And Pluto really wants her to do that. And that kind of comes with the Capricorn moon too, naturally. As time goes on, she will be more emotionally expressive. And then we have, you know, Jupiter's also aspecting her Mercury and her Venus. It's squaring both of those things. So whenever Mercury squares Jupiter, or did I say, yeah, Jupiter is squaring Mercury and Venus, but so whenever Mercury squares Jupiter, it makes for a very active mind, overactive to the point that it like kind of needs to get things out. I have a Mercury Jupiter square, so it makes me really anxious in my head and a lot of thoughts, and I need to have an outlet for those thoughts. And I think social media for her is a very good outlet for that. She's very animated, she's very fun, and normally a Mercury and Taurus wouldn't really be that way all the time. Mercury and Tauruses tend to kind of communicate a little bit slower, a little bit more slowed down and gradual. Whenever Mercury is in a planet of Earth, it just is very grounded, very stable, very just normal. It's very slow, you know. But when Jupiter aspects that, just like me, I have Mercury in Sagittarius as well as aspected by Jupiter. So because of that, my Mercury is very Jupiterian, and those topics and things just kind of roll off my tongue, and I talk quite fast, and I'm very animated and fun and enjoyable, and I love this. I love having Mercury Jupiter energy, and with her that definitely shows in her style of speaking and what she does. You know, and Jupiter and Leo squaring Mercury and Taurus just shows more so needing to create and needing to use the body as well, because Taurus rules like the five senses, and being able to really communicate and have a good communication and a connection with the body and like spatial relationships and those sorts of things, because just Taurus in general is all about the body, and having, you know, just a Taurus Sun, a Taurus Mercury, Taurus Venus, just shows a need to just really get in touch with the body. And I know she was a dancer, or she might still be a dancer, I'm not quite sure, but her success definitely happened because of the internet, as many people have had. And, you know, with the Sun conjunct the North Node, she has very good qualities to be a very strong leader and be very well known within whatever she wants to do. And I think going through business and doing those sorts of things would definitely help her a lot. The aspect I'm kind of worried about is Saturn. So she has Saturn opposite Pluto, which is a pretty difficult aspect. Whenever there's an opposition, it manifests outside of the self, more than likely in relationships with others or relationships with this particular one would be authority. So Saturn represents hard work and represents karma and the things that you do to reach where you want to go. And Pluto represents complete destruction, complete regeneration and rebirth, and it also has to do with authentic power and empowerment. So when Saturn and Pluto are opposite each other, what ends up happening is there's very like, these people have a very strong personality, and they tend to trigger people, make people uncomfortable, and sometimes, especially with Saturn Pluto, they want to be more of an authority figure than they're capable of. And I think because of her age, obviously people are not going to really look at her as a very strong authority figure and a business person. And I think as she gets older, it will definitely develop. And having her Saturn in Gemini, let alone, is it's not a difficult placement, but it really teaches the person how to speak, how to communicate well, and people will probably pick her apart by the words that she has said on the internet, and just really understanding what to say, how to say it, who to say it to, and letting those out. There's a lot of energy here with Mercury and with Gemini as well, and I think that communicating for her is a very cathartic thing and a very helpful thing for her own self. You know, but yeah, so I'm reading a lot of Saturn and Geminis lately, and they're very communicative and very fun and very active, but they really do need to learn how to either tone it back or finally start speaking, you know. And with having her Mercury square Jupiter, what's going to happen is there's going to be a need to really slow down and not either over communicate things or not give out too many details and things like that, and kind of hold back, because Jupiter and Mercury make the person very, very active in the mind and just want to get things out because their Mercury is very aggravated in a sense. You know, and that doesn't really seem like it's going to be as impactful for her because of the Taurus Mercury, but it definitely is possible. And then having Saturn and Gemini, a lot of the things in her chart just show a need to communicate and communicate well. And she does do that. She will continue to do that. And I think, and I actually know, Saturn and Gemini has to do with also finding your own voice and finding your own truth and speaking your truth in a way that is relatable, things like that. I see her, if she hasn't already, I could see her writing a book, definitely something that she really, really focuses on and really cares about. And I think right now she's just living her life. She's enjoying her teenage years, and you know, she's going to be an adult, a legal adult as of 18 next year. And I think she has so much growth to be had. You know, she has a lot of supportive aspects. You know, the only things that I really worry is her doing too much, working too hard, because Capricorn moons tend to do that. And all the Jupiter placements that she has definitely make that possible. And also just having an issue with authority to an extent. And I think she, as with all of us, have to find our own authority within ourselves and our own power within ourselves to be able to be our own boss, you know. And I think she's learning that. She's definitely learning how to be her own boss and be her own support figure. And as she gets older, and I think a lot of it comes from the financial support that she has, because it does kind of make life a little bit easier. But I think really understanding how she wants to utilize that money, utilize those resources, utilize her influence, she can create a very, very beautiful brand, as she already has. And she can continue to grow her brand and see what becomes of it, and just where she wants to go. But it's all about communication. And she just needs to have not a fear of speaking, you know, and learn how to speak in a more approachable way, in a way that serves the purpose in those moments, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's my little Jojo Siwa video. I just want to make a little short one here just to get that out and get that all done. And as I said in many of my other videos, I do astrology readings as well. I have a video on my channel. I'm going to put the link in the description about the different chart options that I do offer. So if you do want to do a personal astrology reading with me, you can. Otherwise, I do also have videos of free astrology stuff that I've made, videos I've made on here. And then I also do other astrology videos for celebrities. So those are just analyses that I've done. So you're welcome to check out that playlist as well. I have moon videos, sun videos, things like that. So make sure to check that out, guys, if you're interested. Of course, always, as you know, the spiel, subscribe, hit the like button, all of those things that will help me out and help, you know, those things. Also, for those that don't know, I do weekly giveaways on my TikTok. So what I do is I give away 2 free readings a week to 2 lucky winners that are entered into the giveaway based off of what they do. The description for that is in those TikToks, so feel free to go on my TikTok there and check that out. Other than that, I think I kind of went over everything. I love you guys. I'm so happy I got to make this video. I love making YouTube videos. It's so much fun for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. All right, bye.